Hi, Northeast Ohio, and welcome to What's New for this, the final Friday before Thanksgiving.
This is like the tune-up.
It's like the
tune-up weekend, yes.
Yeah, because really you got the short 3-day weekend next week, and then you're into the holiday season, and here we go. Thanks so much for choosing to spend time with us. Monica Robbins is in for Betsy today. I'm Jay Crawford. Monica, a very good Friday evening to you and to everyone watching at home.
Absolutely.
It's always fun to have you in, and we're talking COVID in just a little bit, so right into your wheelhouse.
That's why I'm here.
That's exactly right. We begin, though, today at 5 with breaking news. This from Wisconsin. This afternoon, a jury, after deliberations that lasted more than 3 days, acquitted Kyle Rittenhouse on all charges. You'll remember he was charged with killing 2 and injuring a 3rd at a protest that happened last summer there. You're now looking at video from outside the courthouse. This was taken shortly after the verdict was announced. Of course, we've been telling you that protesters have been gathering throughout this trial on the courthouse steps. So far, there have been no major issues, just a few minor clashes between those in support of and those protesting Kyle Rittenhouse. Let's check in now on the ground in Kenosha. For that, we bring in NBC's Jay Gray. Jay, a very good Friday evening to you. How has the news of the verdict been received by those that have been waiting outside the courthouse?
Yeah, Jay, it's been very interesting, and that crowd that you just saw has dissipated a bit. A lot of people have spread out and away from the courthouse at this point. Look, when the verdict was read in a courtroom, there were audible gasps. You heard crying from Kyle Rittenhouse's mother in relief and from the families of those men killed in desperation. As that news made its way outside the courthouse, there was a lot of frustration, a lot of emotions vented from those, as you talk about, on both sides of this high-profile case.
Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
5 times.
Not guilty.
The court clerk reads aloud.
Not guilty.
The jury's verdict.
Not guilty.
Kyle Rittenhouse breaking down as he's cleared of all 5 charges after killing 2 protesters and wounding a 3rd during a march in Kenosha.
He wishes none of this would have ever happened. But as he said when he testified, he did not start this. And we're thankful in more ways than one.
This town, more than a year later, is still tense.
People have a right, the Second Amendment, I'm a veteran, people have a right to carry, to defend themselves.
And still divided after today's decision.
There's no way that you can justify in the streets of America that an individual can carry an automatic weapon, an AR-15, and shoot and kill anybody under any reason.
As the crowds continue to build around the courthouse, so does the police presence here. Yeah, and as we talked about, that crowd has dropped off a bit. So has the police presence, so they're still here right now. And there are 500 or more National Guard soldiers primed and ready to move in if necessary. The good news here, Jay, fortunately, they haven't been necessary. No serious problems.
Yeah, thankfully, and we hope that continues as night falls there. One question for you, Jay, before we let you go. We heard from a member of the Rittenhouse defense team. Haven't yet heard from the prosecutor, but I understand they have released a statement. What are they saying after the verdict?
Yeah, and they made it clear even before this verdict that they were not going to speak publicly after it was announced. What they did say in a written statement is they're disappointed, obviously, but stressed that the decision must be respected and urged for there to be a peaceful end to what's been a very difficult, very emotional trial.
Well, I know everybody in the Kenosha area is certainly hoping for that tonight. Jay Gray reporting live from Wisconsin. Jay, thanks and stay safe.
Yeah.
Late this afternoon, Cleveland Mayor-elect Justin Bibb released a statement saying, quote, today's verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial shows there are 2 criminal justice systems in our country. We won't have equal justice under the law as long as this double standard continues. My heart goes out to the families who lost their loved ones in Kenosha that night.
We have more breaking news now, this time from the CDC. Late this afternoon, CDC advisors recommended booster shots for all adults 18 and up. This comes a few hours after the FDA's ruling. Now, after CDC Director Rochelle Walensky signs off, anyone over the age of 18 will be able to get a booster shot. Here's what you need to know. If you're over 18 and it's been 6 months since your second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna shots, you can get your booster. If you got the J&J shot, you only only need to wait 2 months. Regardless of which one you received, you can mix and match doses. Doctors say if you're eligible, it's wise to get one because breakthrough infections are on the rise. And even though the vaccinated are better protected from being hospitalized or death, there is still a risk to exposing others. Not to mention, a breakthrough infection can be really miserable and keep you in bed for days. So that's something people need to remember.
I know that these things typically happen on no calendar. They happen when they happen. But it is, I would think, a stroke of luck that we can now be vaccinated with the booster before we spend time with our families on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true, if you can get an appointment.
Yeah.
Because right now, you know, there's a lot of people who are trying to get in from the last round who were able to. And now that we have this, it may be difficult. So if you have an in, use it now to get that vaccination. But at least by the December holidays, everybody who wants one should be protected. But still, there are unvaccinated people who need them first.
You're absolutely right. And that's still almost 40% of Americans.
Right.
Why, Monica, are the Moderna boosters given as a half dose? Do we know?
Yeah, that's a great question. Moderna doses are given half dose because all the studies show that that's really all that was needed for the added protection. Now, I know a lot of people want to know which one is best. So for those who received the J&J, studies show the mRNA vaccines gave a better immune response with that one. The others were about the same. So studies did show Pfizer did seem to wear off sooner at 6 months compared to Moderna and J&J, but it's really too soon to tell whether that would be the same for the booster. So no, I cannot tell you which one is the best. Right. Everybody, you know,
talk to your doctor, right?
Talk to your doctor, yeah. But you know what? Any vaccine better than no vaccine is what your doctor will tell you.
Absolutely. All right, Monica, thanks.
Sure.
Well, next on your feed at 5, it's official now. The Cleveland Indians are nothing but history and memories now as of today. Cleveland's baseball team is officially nicknamed the Guardians. And though their first game is more than 4 months away, you could score some gear at the team's gift shop today and also on their social media pages. You can find them in the team shop if you're lucky enough and on social media. The Progressive Field team shop exclusively has the goods until Tuesday. That's when you'll begin to find them at other retailers throughout the area. The transition comes a year after the team first shared it was exploring a name change. The Guardians' name was announced in July. Here's what fans at the gift shop were saying about the transition.
It's taken a little getting used to, but I won't stop being a fan because they changed their name. I'm hoping for many years as a Guardians fan.
I think it's a fresh start. I think this is a good thing for the city, for the team, and I feel like I'm part of history today.
Now, while some made their way to the gift shop to get the new merch, not everything went so smoothly. After the team hoisted the new Cleveland Guardians sign outside the store, outside the team shop there, the sign came crashing down on the sidewalk just minutes later, pulling the masonry with it. You can see it did quite a bit of damage to the area there and to the structure, to the stadium itself. The spokesperson called it very unfortunate, but no one was seriously hurt. The sign was destroyed and will have to be replaced.
Oh, you know, so many people are looking at that as an omen, and it was just a bad accident. That's all it was.
And nationally, of course, some of the national media, they're having a lot of fun with that.
Oh, I bet.
Saying that someone somewhere didn't agree with this name. It is what it is. Look, from here moving forward, they're going to be the Guardians.
Yep.
And if you're a baseball fan, you can still enjoy the product. Maybe you choose not to wear the merchandise. I've heard a lot of fans say they will never buy a piece of Guardian. Never's a long time. Never's a long time. It's an individual choice. I'm a baseball fan. I'm a fan of Cleveland. I will still watch them and root for them as my team.
It's the home team.
It's the home team.
And you know what? Everybody has their opportunity to wear whatever they choose to wear. Yeah. But the bottom line is when they start winning, you watch.
Well,
everybody is going to be a Guardians fan.
It hides all warts.
Yes, it does.
Winning does. And
yes,
to me, they're Cleveland.
Yes.
That's what they are. By the way, Nick Camino's in the wings. He's going to be joining us here in a second to talk about Browns. He brought up a great point to me today. Major League Baseball has a rule against having any depiction of a baseball on your uniform. Jersey sleeve, front, or hat. The reason is the hitter is looking at the pitcher and he's looking for one thing, a baseball. He's trying to see the baseball come out of the pitcher's hand. Teams can't have baseballs on their uniforms. baseball is a big part of this new Guardians logo, so they won't be able to use that logo on any of their uniforms.
And more importantly, what happens to Slider? That's all I care
He's sticking
about.
around.
Okay, that's
He's
all that
sticking around.
matters. That's all
right.
that matters.
Speaking of my buddy Nick Camino, we're going to stick with sports for our next story. And this is a big one because Browns fans can now breathe a huge sigh of relief. That's because running back Nick Chubb, this guy, number 24, the human wrecking ball, back at practice today off the COVID-19 list.
Nick Camino here with more on the good news.
This is good news. I think we all expected this news. The Browns were hopeful of this yesterday.
This is great news.
Yes, it is. They said it yesterday. I know Browns fans were praying for this to come. And yes, Nick Chubb will be back. He's been activated off of the COVID-19 list. And I'll tell you what, after what we watched last Sunday against the New England Patriots, we know the Browns absolutely need this guy. I know it's just the Detroit Lions. They haven't won, but you need this guy in your offensive backfield. Again, we saw what happened in Foxborough. Chubb is your workhorse back. You need him to make the rest of your offense go. It opens up the passing game for Baker Mayfield and that downfield passing attack when you have him back there. He met with the media today in Berea after practice. He's excited to be back, but he said, hey, the Browns, they still got some work to do.
We show what kind of offense we can be, and it's just a matter of doing it week in and week out, being more consistent. I mean, we showed that we can be a great offense, great defense, a great team. It's just a matter of doing it on Sunday.
All right, Jay, Monica, also want to mention Demetric Felton, who's done a nice job as a return man running back for them out of UCLA. He is also going to be back for the Browns. He was activated off of the COVID-19 list. So hopefully it's all coming together. I don't think you need all these guys to beat the Lions, but it'll be nice to have them back.
You know, I was reading about the communication issues with the Browns and the coaching issues and everything else. And I saw something from Belichick saying his team is gelling and they're acting like a team. And that just rubbed me so wrong. You know?
Well, they've won 5 in a row.
I know.
They looked great last night.
They did.
They did. They beat the Falcons, last night.
They are coming together.
They're kind of coming together at the right time. I'm hoping the Browns can start doing that. This is a nice team to start that against.
They need to stay healthy, too.
Quick tease for everyone. Our friend Nick will be back in the second half hour, and I'm told he's going to drop a little bit of bombshell wisdom.
Well, you've got me fired up again.
What he would do.
This is a trend on this show.
If he were king of the day, a king of the Browns for a day.
Something to think about, something to ponder.
All right.
We'll talk more, right?
Look forward to that.
All right, Nick, thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
New start, we're going to introduce you to a man who went from Cleveland to Minneapolis for a new job and how he's flipping the script as a head football coach there.
And as we head to weather, I want to take a second to point out Jason Michael is such a dapper dresser. So much so, I noticed someone commented in our What's New Facebook page, and by the way, we encourage all viewers to join it. It's like a community, a family there. But Jason, they're right. You look great every day, and I'm loving the shirt, and the glasses are a new look.
Well, thank you. You know, I figured I'd pop on some extra peepers there because we've had a very active radar. You had snowfall this morning. We had rain showers yesterday. A weekend ahead, our Browns coming back home. You absolutely want to know what that forecast is going to be like. But fall sports for tonight looks pretty good. Bit chilly, though.
What is all this snow? And I'm going to blame it on the new guy. So he needs to come and bring us some sunshine, Jason.
Your fault, Jay.
Oh, you know what? That's a tough act to follow, Monica. You're setting me up there. But you know what? It's going to be good news in the 7-day. If you like snow, if you like a little bit of rain, if you like rain to kind of wash out a little bit of snow, we got that as well, along with some sunshine. It's going to be a cold yet dry night across Northeast Ohio for our Friday night. Hey, if you're going for a football game tonight, it's going to be absolutely seasonal. I think they're in the playoffs as well. Look at our temperatures settling in the upper 20s, low 30s overnight tonight. We're going to have a light breeze moving through the area as well. But check out this guy behind me. Isn't that beautiful? For all meteorologists, we love a very, very classic look of a high pressure system. Hey, this is the thing that cleared us out. Later today, we got a lot of sunshine moving back into the region, and we've been enjoying that for certain. Your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast through this evening. Hey, will remain dry. A few clouds moving overhead. It's going to be a cold one even starting out tomorrow morning. And look at our winds coming from the southeast right now. This is going to be indicative of the high pressure moving on out. I believe for tomorrow afternoon, likely this little green that you see here moving across the area, it's going to stay elevated. It might just be maybe a little bit of a sprinkle, but that's it. So let's go wide right now and show you what's happening here. So we rid ourselves of this system here. Notice the color contours, high pressure is moving in, and it's going to track off to the east. And this is our next system that's coming in on Sunday. Yeah, the Browns are coming on home, so we need to talk about that. Let's go back to the hour-by-hour forecast. With high pressure over towards the east, we're going to be squeezed between a system here, the trough out towards the west, and the high pressure in the east. We're going to be bringing in our winds straight out of the south here, heading into Sunday afternoon. Widespread rain showers are going to be likely beginning late morning heading into the afternoon. So if you're going to the game on Sunday, you need the poncho. We're going to have light to moderate rain showers to start and then giving way to moderate to heavy rain showers. Most likely, some, if not all, people are going to be getting at least some rainfall at the same time, and then we clear things out. What happens thereafter on the backside of the trough system, we're going to be turning on the lake heading towards Monday. That rain, snow, rain mix will likely become widespread snow showers for some, but it just depends on how this system sets up. Rain shower accumulations through at least about 5 p.m. on Sunday, anywhere from 1/10 maybe to 2 inches of rainfall at most. But you also see here the bobbing and weaving that we have in your Union Home Mortgage 7-day outlook. Mid to upper 40s heading towards the weekend. The front moves through on Sunday afternoon and heading into Monday. We crank on the lake, not getting out of the 30s on Monday. But notice high pressure moves back in Tuesday, Wednesday, followed by our next system. Could be some showers there on Thanksgiving Day. Much more coming up after the break, so stay with us.
Well, over 900 miles from Cleveland is a small town in Minnesota. Its name is Ely. Very small town. Ely, I'm sorry, where a community college is hoping to change lives.
Yeah, and this small town changed the life of a Cleveland native football player. Now he's back in that town as coach, determined to do his part. Our sister station in Minneapolis has the story.
A fall rich with colors comes to a predominantly white northern Minnesota community. But the season let's go. Isn't the only thing changing.
Game day, man.
In Ely.
1, 2, 3.
Vermilion Community College.
Let's wake up.
Has a new football coach.
I see confusion in some of y'all eyes.
Who's recruited new players newly connected to this northern outpost, best known for mining, timber, and tourism.
Pulling into town, I was like, wow, kind of surprised me.
Montario McAfee.
Caught me off guard.
Recruited over the phone from Kansas City.
No Pizza Hut, no McDonald's, no none of that. I even got the pronunciation of the town wrong for the first month. I was calling it L.
From urban centers to the deep south, they came to play for Terrence Isaac.
Let's go 9. I need another receiver.
Who also knows what it feels like to be a fish out of water.
From Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised.
High school football was Terrence's escape from an abusive father and a violent neighborhood. And when no big colleges offered him a spot,
I found out about a place called Ely.
Then, on his way to becoming a star receiver on a championship team, Terrence scored something more.
It took me from an environment of violence to an environment of peace. This is a place that actually I needed it so bad.
How big an impression left?
Good job, number 18. Let's go, Blue.
Ask his wife, Candace.
Well, he's always said that he would always want to go back to Ely. So if the opportunity presents itself, I definitely want to go.
Yeah, it looked like he was held.
Then opportunity called.
Hey, fight through that, though.
But Terrence didn't become head coach just for himself.
Big coaching shop.
Tyrese Rogers recruited to Ely.
Yes, sir.
From Alabama.
I went fishing for the first time ever out here.
Carlos Carter.
Yeah, hunting.
From Washington, D.C.
So small, like, I see my teachers in the grocery store, gas stations, Dairy Queen.
Exactly what their coach had in mind.
We just out here getting in that work together.
Those are his players running not on the football field, but right through the middle of Ely.
I want the community to see us. I want the community to know that we're here. There's a stereotype on African-American males, so I wanted the community to see these guys and see something different.
Break it up.
Again, the football team volunteering in the Ely Community Garden.
Hey, you love the work.
They're very strong.
There you go.
Wow. It's nice and peaceful, too, though. That's what I like about it.
Then, delivering flowers to Ely's senior home.
I said, holy cow, these guys are nicer than I am. I mean, more respectful than I am.
Mike Pope, vice commander of the Ely VFW, also refs high school football and knows locker room talk. He remembers his first encounter with the community college team at Vermilion.
I will tell you, the only person cussing up there was me.
And over the months, the more the players have reached out, Ely's reached back, easing their parents' fears of sending black sons to a small town in the state that produced the police officer who murdered George Floyd.
I just tried to reassure them that, look, it's going to be okay. I went to school there.
For good measure, look who Coach Isaac invited to welcome his players their first week in town.
Hopefully they'll be able to learn us by first name, last name.
Chad Hood, Ely's chief of police.
He told us, he was like, there's going to be people here that will make your life hard. There's going to be people here who use racial remarks. You give me a license plate number, you give me a name, and I will spend my entire day tracking them down, and I'm going to talk to them.
Just to kind of say, hey, this is how we do it here.
Still a predominantly white town, but a community in which a predominantly black football team
In the name of the Father
is feeling more
and the Holy Spirit.
and more
Here we go.
immersed.
Raising up. There we go.
Including several newly baptized souls.
Here we go.
At Ledge Rock Community Church.
Definitely cold in Alabama water.
Far from home,
Touchdown!
but still
Good job.
home.
Good job.
I don't have any children who play on the team, but all these kids are our family.
I love the feeling of winning, baby. I love the feeling of winning. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, we got him. 1, 2, 3.
Decades after Terrence Isaac found a home here, Ely's front door is still propped open.
Ely will always have a place in my heart no matter where I go after this.
Boyd Hooper, KARE 11 News, Ely.
Wow. It takes a Clevelander to go
Yes.
and make that example that every town should be living up to. What an amazing story.
I'm so glad we told it, and for so many reasons. But the biggest reason is even today, take for example, in the national news, there is a story that has, for whatever reason, divided Americans. You've got some that are on one side and some that are on the other. We have so many things in the news that are dividing us. And then you see a story like this about a micro town and a community who has proven, if there was any doubt, that we all can come together. We can be united. We can all work towards the same goal together without throwing rocks and sticks at each other.
Yeah,
It's an important message.
Yeah, we just need to. Can't we all just get along?
That's it.
You know, it comes down to that, and I think that was such a great life lesson. I hope a lot of people pay attention.
Yeah, me too. We can learn a lot from that small town in Minnesota.
Yep.
Coming up in the next half hour of What's New, I'm going to share what I think will be the 3 things that the Browns must do on Sunday to beat these winless Detroit Lions.
Then we have an exclusive interview with Cleveland's hottest chef, Michael Symon. He shares with our Doug Tratner why he closed Lola and dishes on his new cookbook.
Then another 3 News viewer will get the chance to win $500 in Giant Eagle perks. There he is. He's all excited about the big opportunity. You can play along at home and stay tuned with details on how you might be one of our next lucky winners. Stay with us.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
We begin at 5:30 with 3 things you need to know on this Friday evening. Early this afternoon, a jury acquitted Kyle Rittenhouse on all charges. The 18-year-old has been facing 5 charges after killing 2 men and injuring a third during protests in Wisconsin last year. Rittenhouse broke down in tears as the jury read the 5th and final not guilty verdict. Today, Rittenhouse's attorney reacted to the verdict, and so did Jacob Blake's uncle, the man who was shot by police and sparked the protest Rittenhouse attended. He voiced his opinion outside the courtroom.
He wishes none of this would have ever happened. But as he said when he testified, he did not start this.
That's ridiculous. Self-defense is somebody enters your house and they're doing you wrong. He was out on the street. He was a provocateur, and he had these people come to him. Check the videos, they don't lie.
Now, the prosecutors did not speak after the verdict. They did, however, release a statement. In that statement, they say they are disappointed, but stressed the decision must be respected. Protesters have gathered outside the courtroom, but so far no major issues have been reported.
And more breaking news for you today, this time from the CDC. Late this afternoon, CDC advisors recommended booster shots for all adults 18 and up. This comes a few hours after the FDA's ruling. The FDA did not need recommendation from its advisory committee before making its own decision. However, the CDC did. So now it heads to the director, Rochelle Walensky, and parents. The first Vax to School deadline is this Sunday at midnight, so make sure you sign up your child so they have a chance to win up to $2 million in scholarship money that's going to be broken up.
Well, today was a very big day in the history of Cleveland baseball. The Indians are now a memory and history. The team officially transitioned to the Guardians today. The team opened its team shop with all new gear and logos, but it did not come without a hitch. The new team shop sign, which was located just outside the stadium, actually fell and broke this morning moments after it was raised. Luckily, no one was hurt. The team also transitioned on all of its social media platforms. So now instead of clevelandindians.com, it's Cle Guardians or Cleveland Guardians, whatever the specific name is for that social media site. You can find it all online there. Now, these items are going to be exclusively at the team shop until Tuesday, and then you're going to start to see them pop up at area retailers.
I think that's going to be under every Christmas tree, too.
Yeah, for the diehard baseball fans in the area, you've got to have a new Guardians hat or shirt. And then 4 months from now, they'll open the Cleveland Guardians era, and hopefully all of the bad luck and misery that goes all the way back to 1948 with the Indians will be history, too. We'll see.
That's what we hope.
With that, welcome back to What's New on this Friday evening. I'm Jay Crawford. Monica Robbins, my co-pilot today, as Betsy is taking the day off.
Yeah, that's right. And lucky her, this is the tune-up weekend. We talked about it just before Thanksgiving. This is the one everybody, starts getting ready for the family to come in. So this is the night to cut loose. Tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, whatever.
Yep. And then you got the short work week.
Yep.
And then you got the long weekend for Thanksgiving. Yeah. Our top talker at 5:30 is Sunday's game at First Energy Stadium between the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions. We've talked about many games this year being big, huge. We got to have wins here. But this game Sunday is, to date, the most vital of any so far. That's because where they currently sit, they're 5-5. They cannot afford to lose another game and keep those playoff hopes vibrant, particularly when they're playing a team that is yet to win this year. Here we go. My 3 things the Browns must do on Sunday to come away with a win. And it's got to start with Nick Chubb. He is the sun, Monica. And then all of your other star players, your Baker Mayfields, your Myles Garrett, they're planets that circle around him. Make no mistake, he's the hub to the wheel. And they've got to get him back on track. Even though he's missed substantial time this year, he's still the NFL's second leading rusher. So he's going to have to run all over that Detroit Lions defense. Do it early, do it often, and make a statement. Also, number 2, the Browns defense better find itself because it was clear they were AWOL in New England last Sunday. They gave up 45 points to a team that's being led by a rookie quarterback, and I know he's good, but that just should never happen. It's unacceptable, particularly when you look at all the talent on that side of the ball. I know a lot of the criticism has been centered around the offense, but folks, if you give up 45 points on a regular basis, you're not beating anybody. So they better wake up and they better come to play on Sunday because this is a Detroit team that, quite frankly, playing with house money. They got nothing to lose. They've lost every game but one, and that was a tie last week. At number 3, Baker Mayfield has to make better decisions. He made a lot of bad reads and a lot of bad decisions to try to force the football into spots that he just shouldn't have been trying to throw the ball. I know he had just the one interception before he left with the knee injury, but there were at least 2 other balls that could have and probably should have been picked off. Imagine the critics had he thrown 3 interceptions last week instead of the 1. All of that being said, It's the Lions. And I know the Steelers were saying that last Friday at this time.
But look what happened.
But yeah, they tied.
They tied, yeah.
They will take care of this. I don't think it will be particularly close. I think Sunday was a wake-up call against the Patriots. They're going to come to play.
I hope so.
Monica's number one thing is it's respect. Come on, it's Detroit.
Well, here's the thing, too, and I agree a lot with what Jay said on your different takes. There's a part of me, though, wondering, could this have been a game where Baker Mayfield sits? I mean, that video that we just showed there with him with the knee and everything, he's dealing with the foot, he has the shoulder.
So bench Baker?
That was just a part. You're paying your backup quarterback $4 or $5 million. I mean, what
But
do
he's
you
a backup quarterback.
I mean, shouldn't this be a team you could beat with you at quarterback?
That's what the Steelers said last week when they didn't have Ben Roethlisberger. How'd that work out for
Okay, well, you know what? Then I don't want to hear about injuries anymore. I don't want to hear about it.
shouldn't.
I don't want to hear about it.
I don't either.
If he's, look at this. I mean, what?
No, if he's healthy enough to play, there's no excuses.
I just, I obviously, Jay, I think you're all over it with this. There's a part of me, though, that, look at that.
He's a quarterback. They get hit. They get knocked to the ground. That's what they do.
He's limping at practice this week. Maybe you go with Case Keenum's 1-0 as your starter. That's just a thought. Then you bring him back against the Ravens. Do not lose this week.
No, it's over.
Jay and I, we agree on one thing. We never want to say a must-win game.
No.
This is absolutely a must-win game. There is no doubt. Because if you lose this game, season's over.
I agree with that.
Oh, what a mess that'll be Monday on this show.
You're not getting to the playoffs.
Do not call me if they lose this will be ugly Monday.
Yeah, I know.
This will be ugly. Oh my word.
I might have a case of Browns fever.
Yeah.
I'll
have a case of beer, that's for sure.
No tie either. I don't want to.
No, it has to be a
tie.
win.
It has to be a win.
Thanks, Nick.
You got it.
Thanks, Nick. Hey, you know who else is a huge Cleveland Browns fan? Of course, Chef Michael Symon. The man once known as Cleveland's hottest chef is partly responsible for a boom in Cleveland's dining scene, but he too was impacted by the pandemic. Food expert Doug Trattner sat down with Symon in an exclusive interview on why he closed Lola and what he's up to now.
Mike, thanks for inviting us into your home.
Well, thanks for coming, buddy.
First of all, congratulations again, Grandpa number 2.
Oh, I know, dude. Butch Preston.
He's a cutie. Well, I know how important family is to you, and this is clearly one of the happiest times in your life.
I'm in semi-retirement,
Right.
so now I'm only working 60 hours a week, and I feel like I have plenty of time to spend with Kyle and the kids.
And then I actually brought something from my personal collection. It's funny. This was sent to me in Columbus in '98 when it came out. I've been a long-time subscriber, and I didn't know you then. You probably don't know who that guy is anymore, but
yeah, boy.
How important was this for you, for your career, for everything
That
else?
changed it. Locally, the big change was when Michael Keaton at the Plain Dealer, they featured me in it. They called it Cleveland's Hottest Chef when I was the chef at Caxton Cafe.
We have another book. You have another book coming out. Fix It With Food 2, sort of. What does the new book offer that the first book didn't?
A lot of people are like, I really want to do it, but all the recipes are for 4 or 6, and I can't get the rest of my family to do it. It's just too much food. So we made the reset for 1, and then everything else in the cookbook is for 2, and we explained to you how to get it to 1 or 6. We looked at the things that people really enjoyed, like creating grocery lists and things like that, and we beefed that up. And then we also gave substitution lists.
So speaking of freestyling, do you mind if we step into the kitchen and whip up something pretty easy?
No, I think, are you cooking?
I'll help you.
Super easy, like little quick soft scrambled eggs with crispy quinoa, a little bit of Swiss chard and ginger. Cook.
Everybody knows Lola closed last year after 24 years in business. What is it about fine dining that makes this whole situation so much more challenging?
The pandemic hit and you had to be 6 feet apart and this and that, so you couldn't give the level of service that people are used to at a restaurant like that, so there's that problem. Like, we played around with it for a second, and Lola didn't work for, the food didn't, it's meant to be eaten when it's cooked,
The experience is being there with people, being taken care of, and enjoying it.
It's the celebration of the food and the service.
You opened Lola all those years ago. The chefs who came up through you came out and they opened their restaurant.
Your food is never going to taste better than when it's an expression of you. If it's not an expression of you, it's just going to be, it's not going to be the same.
Well, young chefs, you heard from the hottest chef in Cleveland and New York.
Certainly the oldest.
Again, thanks so much for your time. It's been fun catching up.
All right, buddy. Good to see you.
Grandpa Chef, Simon's cookbook officially comes out on December 14th. You can pre-order it now. And we have more info, of course, on WKYC.com. And our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney, she'll also be talking to him on her 3 Things to Know podcast next month.
So he's the best, you know. He says everything you cook should be a reflection of you. I'm not sure I've ever cooked anything that was a reflection of me. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I'm not. Deke does all the cooking. And yeah, I can boil water. And,
that's where I am.
And I can cook healthy.
You can.
Nobody wants to eat it.
I can hit buttons on the microwave. That's my extent.
I'm good at that.
Yeah,
I can do that too.
that's all I can do.
That's about it.
Okay, coming up, who are the top 75 players in the history of our Cleveland Browns? We're going to share some of the 3 news picks ahead in Clicking in Cleveland.
Then perking up your holidays with help from our friends at Giant Eagle. One lucky contestant, there he is. He gets a chance to play for $500 in gift cards.
Let's go.
All right, everybody, it is Friday and everyone wants to know, what are we doing for the weekend, Jason? What do I got to wear? That's what I want to know.
You want to wonder what you can wear outside. Are you going to be outside for a long period of time? Is it going to rain? Is it going to snow? We're in a very unique time of the year where all those questions must be asked. Let's talk about it right now here in the full forecast. Check these temperatures out for this Friday afternoon, folks. As we head towards the evening hours, it's chilling down quite a bit there down in Worcester at about 33 degrees. Pair of threes for you. Mid-30s over in Mansfield, also at Ashland. Our friends over in Chardon. Hey, you got nearly 5 inches of snow this morning. You really need to warm things up. 37 degrees for you over there, along with Jefferson, Youngstown, also in the mid-30s at this hour. The big question is, Monica was asking, what is going to happen this weekend? What do we wear? Well, we roll the clock forward here in our National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast through the late evening hours. Notice this. hey, we are dry overnight tonight, but we're also going to settle our temperatures around the freezing mark and likely just below the freezing mark waking up for Saturday morning. Through the heart of our Saturday, a bit of mix of clouds, some clouds and also some sunshine expected there with a few cloud peaks. A little bit of green popping up on the map, but I think this is just going to be Virgo. It's going to stay elevated above the surface, so we don't have to worry about that. And that takes us through Saturday evening into the overnight. Big takeaway, Friday night football, big thumbs up. It looks pretty good. It's going to be dry but also cold out there, as well as your Saturday evening if you want to go out for dinner. So let's broaden our view here as well. We can see what's happening across the country. We rid ourselves of the system that came through there by Saturday, again remaining dry, and then boom, our next frontal boundary moves in. This is going to be kind of like what we had a couple days ago. Rain showers to start, likely widespread rain showers on and off here through the afternoon, especially for our Browns here. And then on the backside of the area of low pressure, we're going to start to turn on the lake. This is going to happen Monday. Mostly by Tuesday, I think we're going to dry out in terms of our rain showers, warm our temperatures up just a little bit and dry things out heading into Thanksgiving. And then another frontal boundary moves on through. So we're going to do a little bit of do-si-do with these systems here. Sunday afternoon, again, watching these showers to push on through. I believe they'll be out of here by the end of the game with some residual isolated showers through the overnight. There goes the lake come Monday, and we could be talking about likely some accumulations on Monday as well. Check this out. Your Union Home Mortgage 7-day. I'll back out of the way so you can see that. Rain moving in, milder temperatures on Sunday. We'd stay in the 30s for the most part Monday. Upper 30s by Tuesday. High pressure moves back in. Late showers move in on Wednesday and Thanksgiving Day. A few showers possible. You can see there, Jay. Upper 40s. Not so bad.
Yeah, all I see is a beautiful looking turkey.
You're hungry already.
Yeah, it makes me hungry.
Hey, 48's a heat wave in these parts.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Jason, thanks. Have a great weekend too, my friend. All right, it's time again to try to make someone's Thanksgiving a whole lot better. Here's the drill. One randomly selected 3 News viewer has the chance to win My Perks from Giant Eagle. Tonight, the total is $500. That's because the morning show gave away $1,500 this morning. Their viewer got it right this morning. So here we go.
All right, tonight, Tim Wormuth from Madison. You are our chance to win. Come on, Tim, what are you going to do with the perks if you win?
What am I going to do? Hopefully have a real nice Christmas meal this year with my family.
Yeah, well, $500.
So looking forward to it.
$500, Tim, will buy a very nice Thanksgiving and Christmas meal for sure. All right, here we go. Today, President Joe Biden gave out 2 presidential pardons to would-be Thanksgiving Day turkeys when he pardoned peanut butter and jelly. This has been a long-standing tradition. We want to know which president is believed to be the first to pardon a turkey and start this annual tradition. Was it A, President Lincoln in 1863? B, President Garfield in 1881, C, President Roosevelt in 1939, or did President Harry Truman start the tradition in 1947? What do you got, Tim?
Can you say it one more time, please?
Sure. Which president is believed to be the first to pardon a turkey and start the annual tradition? Was it President Lincoln, President Garfield, President Roosevelt, or President Harry Truman?
I'm going to go with Harry Truman.
Boom!
Yay! All right.
Tim, you are $500 in gift cards richer. Tim's excited, and we're excited for you. And I'm told you're a Bowling Green guy. Is that right?
That's right. I Ziggy Zumba.
I Ziggy Zumba to you too, Tim. You know, we know our American history.
Yep, absolutely.
When you come out of Bowling Green, Monica, you have that well-rounded education. Right, Tim?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Tim, we're super excited for you. We hope that the $500 in gift cards from Giant Eagle helps to make your Thanksgiving and your holiday season just a little bit brighter.
Congratulations, Tim.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, all my friends. Thank you.
All right, Tim, thank you. That's awesome. That's the way you want to end the week right there. If you want to enter for a chance to play and perhaps win, you can head to WKYC.com/contests. Again, we're giving away $10,000 in Giant Eagle gift cards over a period of 10 days. This will go up all the way up to Thanksgiving next week. So still time to enter and still time to win.
And every time somebody gets it wrong, the money rolls over.
Yes,
Keep
it
that
does.
in mind. All right, coming up, concerts coming back to Northeast Ohio. When you can catch 21 Pilots in the near future.
It was a good show, and in Clicking in Cleveland, we're talking about another new show. But yeah, it was a good show. It was interesting having it in.
In the commercial break, we were talking about mullets. I don't know how, but that's not going to be the topic of conversation in Clicking in Cleveland. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Jay. Nope, no mullets today. But what we are talking about, so many great shows coming to town. And 2022 is looking good. 21 Pilots is bringing the Icy Tour to Cleveland at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on August 30th. Those tickets go on sale November 24th. And now you can check out their new album, Scaled and Icy. That is on all streaming platforms. And if you like vinyl, you can also get this one on vinyl. Now, in honor of the Cleveland Browns' 75th anniversary, WKYC.com is releasing picks for the 75 best players of all time. This week, we've got numbers 11 through 25. At 25, we have defensive end Myles Garrett. In just 5 years in the NFL, he's racked up 54.5 sacks. That's the second most in team history. With 12 so far this year alone, he's leading the league for the season. And he holds the Browns' record for the most in a single game with 4.5. And if this were the list of the most loved Browns players of all time, it would be legendary quarterback Bernie Kosar at number 1, but here he lands at 24. In his 9 seasons with the Browns, he threw for almost 22,000 yards and 116 touchdowns, taking Cleveland to 4 division titles and 3 AFC championship games. Now, Jay and Monica, of course, this is a snapshot in time. Sure. It's my personal hope that in the years to come, we see more of this team's players, making it worth being on this list.
They better step it
Fingers
up a little.
crossed.
They better play better than they did Sunday.
They better beat Detroit.
For what this is worth, lifelong Cleveland Brown fan, it's not even close for me. Bernie is number 1 forever. He was just so fun to watch. Our teams then were so good and relevant, and I just find him to be a terrific person as well.
He is a lot of fun for sure. Now, we have the official 1 through 10. Those are coming out next week, so this has been a series, so make sure you stick with us for that.
Okay, I think I know who's going to be number 1, but I don't want to spoil it.
We will see.
Just if you think for a second, it should come to you.
All right, Steph, thank you.
Next on What's New, a local kid is not only using his talents to brighten people's holiday, but he's doing it to raise money for a very special cause. We'll tell you Dominic Bonavita's mission. It's our show of something good.
Then tonight on What Matters Most at 6, frontline protests, healthcare workers from both Cleveland Clinic and University Hospitals speaking out about mandatory COVID vaccines. We'll hear from some of them coming up.
Hey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi there. How are you? Great, great, great. Direct.
Well, today's Show Us Something Good will put you in the holiday spirit for sure. Dominic Bonavita, 5th grader at Avon Heritage Elementary, is creating inclusion trees. He's selling the trees and donating all the money to a charity called Culture City that helps create sensory rooms for not only kids, but anybody who has invisible disabilities. Way to go.
I love that idea, inclusion trees. It was fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great weekend.
Well, have a great weekend, everybody. We're back Monday at 5.
Yep. And What Matters Most with Russ starts right now.
Now at 6, breaking news. Clear of all charges.
Not guilty.
Kyle Rittenhouse is a free man tonight after a jury in Wisconsin finds him not guilty in deadly shootings that sparked nationwide debates over gun control. We're live from Kenosha, Wisconsin with the latest. Also, booster decision. U.S. advisors make a final call on whether all adults really need COVID boosters. Our senior health correspondent, Monica Robbins, explains the impact that could have on the pandemic. A new era begins.
I'll miss the Indians, but now I love the Guardians.
The Guardians name change is now official with new merchandise for sale. Sarah Shookman spoke with fans. And a dream come true.
It just makes me feel so loved and appreciated.
A little girl battling a serious disease gets her holiday wish, a shopping spree of a lifetime.
From the WKYC studios, this is What Matters Most.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Mitchell. The jury in the murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse has spoken.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
And with that, the 18-year-old who shot and killed 2 and wounded a 3rd during a protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin, nearly collapsed in the courtroom, a free man after 26 hours of jury deliberations. His defense, he was defending himself, and jurors agreed. Reaction has been mixed, and in some parts of the country tonight, the mood is anxious. NBC's Jay Gray has more from Kenosha.
Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
5 times.
Not guilty.
The court clerk reads aloud.
Not guilty.
The jury's verdict.
Not guilty.
Kyle Rittenhouse breaking down as he's cleared of all 5 charges after killing 2 protesters and wounding a 3rd during a march in Kenosha.
He wishes none of this would have ever happened. But as he said when he testified, he did not start this And we're thankful in more ways than one.
This town, more than a year later, is still tense.
People have a right, the Second Amendment, I'm a veteran, people have a right to carry, to defend themselves.
And still divided after today's decision.
There's no way that you can justify in the streets of America that an individual can carry an automatic weapon, an AR-15, and shoot and kill anybody under any reason.
As the crowds continue to build around the courthouse, so does the police presence here. Yeah, and look, those crowds as the night has fallen here now dropping off significantly. There is still that police presence. There are National Guard troops on hand as well. The good news to this point, Russ, is they haven't been necessary.
Hey, we heard from the defense today. Any word from the prosecution tonight?
Yeah. Well, the prosecution had said even before today's decision that they would not say anything publicly on camera. After the verdict, they did release a written statement that said they were disappointed, but that everyone must abide by and respect this verdict. And they again urged peace. It's something that seems to be the only thing both legal teams can agree on here. They both asking this city to remain calm, and to this point it has.
Jay Gray in Kenosha, Wisconsin, thank you. And we have local reaction tonight to the verdict. Cleveland Mayor-elect Justin Bibb released a statement saying, quote, "Today's verdict shows there are two criminal justice systems in our country. We won't have equal justice under the law as long as this double standard continues." He goes on to say, "My heart goes out to the families who lost their loved ones in Kenosha that night," end quote. We also spoke with NAACP local president Danielle Sidner.
Not being surprised doesn't mean that I'm not deeply disappointed and extremely hurt that we continue to see individuals like Kyle Rittenhouse not brought to justice. And so if it sends a message in this country that we're okay with vigilantes coming in and telling people where they belong.
There will be more on the verdict tonight on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, of course, coming on right after this broadcast. Moving on now, it looks like everyone over the age of 18 who wants a COVID booster shot will be able to get one. Just a few hours ago, the CDC supported the FDA recommendation of Pfizer and Moderna boosters for adults. So, who really needs another shot? Our senior health correspondent Monica Robbins is here to sort that out. Who needs it?
More breaking news. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky just approved it. She signed off too, so this is a done deal.
There you go.
Yeah, it can be a bit confusing because booster shots were rolled out in steps, but here's what you need to know if you're 18 or older. If it's been 2 months since you received a Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you can get boosted. Those who received the J&J shot may want to consider the mRNA vaccines because studies showed a bigger increase in antibodies, but you can stick to J&J if you want. And if it's been 6 months since your second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna and you're over age 18, you too can get a booster. Again, regardless of which you received, you can mix and match third doses. Moderna boosters are given as half doses because studies showed that's all that was really needed for added protection. Doctors say if you're eligible, it's very wise to get one because breakthrough infections are on the rise, and even though the vaccinated are better protected from being hospitalized or dying, there's still a risk to others.
Breakthrough infections are no walk in the park from a symptom standpoint. I've got several friends of mine from high school who had breakthrough infections within the last month, and it was not a very fun experience being at home. But also, you get a breakthrough infections, you still have the potential to spread to those around you.
And while all the hospitals have been telling me they've seen a slight uptick in breakthrough hospitalizations, all are among those who are immunocompromised or have underlying conditions. The vast majority of those in the hospital are still unvaccinated. And according to the Ohio Department of Health, since the beginning of the year, just over 2,000 fully vaccinated people have been hospitalized in the state and 543 have died. And another thing, parents, if you want your child to have additional chances at that Vax to School drawing, remember this Sunday midnight is the first deadline. The first 75 winners will be drawn on Monday. All they need is their first dose of the COVID vaccine. The contest for $2 million in scholarships is open to Ohioans age 5 to 25. There are 3 deadlines, and winners will be announced beginning November 29th. And all you need to do is go to WKYC.com for more information on how to register.
Again, on the booster front, breaking news, it's a done deal.
It's a done deal, yeah. Director Walensky signed off, so pretty much now you make your appointment and good luck getting in before Thanksgiving.
All right, Monica, thanks so much. Today, frontline healthcare workers from Cleveland Clinic and university hospitals protested mandatory COVID vaccinations. The workers marched from Miller Pavilion to university hospitals. They say they're not happy because the clinic and UH are requiring vaccinations for all staff by January 4th.
This is America. We have a free choice in whatever we do to our body.
I was in the military to defend freedom and our choice. It's my body, it's my choice, and that's why we're here.
Both hospitals released statements about the protest at 3 News. University Hospital said, quote, "The overwhelming majority of our caregivers are vaccinated against COVID-19, and we encourage those who remain unvaccinated to receive their shots." And from the Cleveland Clinic, quote, "As a health system, if we do not comply with the vaccination requirements, this would have a direct impact on our ability to care for patients." Now, to a new era in Cleveland baseball. It officially began today as the Cleveland Guardians officially adopted their new name. Sarah Shookman recaps this historic day.
It's a new dawn, a new day in Cleveland baseball.
And in 2022, as the Cleveland Guardians, we'll have another season to remember.
Friday morning, Tom Hamilton's call helped usher in the team's new name in a much calmer scene than we found at the team shop. Greg and Lucas Foote were first in line hours before the doors opened at 9.
We're big Guardians fans, and we want to be here and cheer on and get our gear for Christmas.
Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to. Not everything today went smoothly. The team shop's new signage went from this to this to this, crashing down minutes after a slider helped hoist it into place, pulling the masonry with it. No one was hurt, but the sign was destroyed.
I suppose it had to be done. I've been a fan of the Indians for as long as I can remember.
Native Clevelander Todd Costin and his family are in town for Thanksgiving. He now lives outside Atlanta.
So when I talk to Braves fans, they're like, "Oh, is it gonna come to us?" But for me, it is what it is. It's a Cleveland team, and we're gonna root for them, whatever their name is.
The transition comes more than a year after the team first shared it was exploring a name change after decades of controversy. Guardians was announced in July. And this week the launch after a lawsuit over the name's trademark was resolved.
It's kind of fun to be part of something new, and as long as we win, I don't really care what they call them.
I think it's a fresh start. I think this is a good thing for the city, for the team.
The Progressive Field Team Shop exclusively has the goods until Tuesday, when you can find them with other retailers. And Russ, some fans might be surprised to hear that the Team Shop is actually restocking Indians and Chief Wahoo gear as well. They say the proceeds from that now vintage merchandise will support the team's mission in preparing youth for success.
Wow, did not know that. Also, who knew Slider was that strong?
I know, right? Well, it's kind of a rough start.
There you go.
Let's see, they'll
We're
get it together.
All right, Sarah, thanks so much.
Sure.
There is some good news for the Browns, trying to recover from last weekend's disastrous game. Nick Chubb will be back in the lineup Sunday after sitting out against the Patriots with COVID. Nick Camino is here now with more. Finally, some good news.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been here on Fridays. It felt like the Grim Reaper lately for us with this Browns news. Right. But yes, this is good news for the Browns today. I know the Browns were hopeful of this. Browns fans were praying for this. And yes, that is the case. Nick Chubb will be back for the Browns for Sunday's game against the Lions. And I think even against the winless Lions, you clearly need this guy. I mean, Chubb may be the best running back in the league. The Browns offense absolutely needs him. He's the engine that makes them go, and we saw what life looked like without him last week in New England in that ugly loss to the Patriots. Nick Chubb, he's back off of the COVID-19 list. He's ready to rumble this Sunday against the Lions, and he admitted today, watching from afar last week, yeah, it was tough.
It was hard to watch for sure. Seeing my team out there and not how things go our way. It was hard for me to watch, but it's a new week, new opportunity. Save everything ahead of us. Come out here, had a great practice, and got to keep moving forward.
It's great to have that man back. It will be great to also have Demetric Felton. He's back off the COVID-19 list, return man, running back for the Browns. Maybe they're getting healthy. Maybe they get a win. maybe things are finally rounding into place here.
Yes, good signs here. Now, you have said you're not one of these people who's a must-win person.
I am not.
But they got to win this game.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Right.
not a must-win guy. This weekend's a must-win, if that makes any sense at all.
It makes sense. All right, Nick, thanks a lot.
You got it.
Coming up tonight, wish granted. A local girl gets the shopping spree of a lifetime while she battles a life-threatening disease. And football fever, the high school playoffs come down to one of the biggest games of the year. We'll take you there live next. Also, Jason in for Betsy with a look at the forecast. Hello, sir.
Hey there, Russ. It's been a classic soap opera of Ohio weather. 60s and wet yesterday morning and then snowy in the 30s this morning. Is there much more to come? I got that answer coming up in the full forecast.
What Matters Most is sponsored by Window Nation. Online at windownation.com.
A holiday favorite returned to the IX Center today. The Christmas Connection marks the return of consumer events at the center. More than 250 exhibitors are there, plus live entertainment, and it runs through Sunday. And you're told that Santa himself is there as well. The Christmas Connection is also the place where one 13-year-old from Broadview Heights got a very special shopping trip today. It was a wish come true after her battle with cancer. The newest member of our WKYC news team, Isabel Lawrence, has her story.
Oh, I got a basket. Ooh.
And you get to fill the basket with fun. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ahead of her 14th birthday, Hallie Lint went on a shopping spree.
I gotta get it.
Of all the items on her wish list,
It sounds cool.
her Make-A-Wish is coming true at the IX Christmas Connection. But even a Christmas shopping trip can't compare to the news she got this summer.
I just finished chemo in August, actually.
In April of 2019, Hallie was feeling a bit down, a bit tired, so she got a blood test and went to Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. But her family,
I'll try not to cry,
never expected the diagnosis they received.
I stepped out and they said it was leukemia. Not what we were expecting.
Hallie went into treatment and says her friends, family, doctors, and nurses kept her positive. Her family believes it was one of those medical professionals who got her into the Make-A-Wish program.
Oh, this is so fun.
After 3 years of waiting, her wish day has arrived.
It just makes me feel so loved and appreciated.
Now, with her wish granted, Hallie has a message for other kids going through their own battles with cancer.
It is going to be really hard, but there's light at the end of the tunnel.
From here, we send Hallie off in a car. She's heading to South Park Mall for a day of shopping and to get her makeup done. And even better news this holiday season, she is doing well. She is in remission. I'm Isabel Lawrence, 3 News.
Wow, that is fantastic news. Good for her. And Isabel Lawrence, the newest member of our team, comes to us from Madison, Wisconsin. She's going to be reporting, and also she'll be anchoring our Sunday morning show with Matt Wentz. So, Isabel, welcome to Cleveland. Boy, you just got here a few weeks ago. Now you're the old guy.
I know,
right?
I know, I'm the old guy.
The veteran.
I know.
Yes.
I'm going to be pushing around the newsroom here in a few minutes.
Let's not get crazy. So, snow this morning, not crazy kind of stuff?
Not crazy, as Betsy says. You know, this is Northeast Ohio. It happens this time of year. And it's sometimes good, Russ, to look in our rearview mirror to kind of dictate what's going to come out ahead of us. And that's what we're looking at right now. The past couple days, we've had a very interesting weather setup here. You remember the 60s from Wednesday? We had up lower 60s yesterday morning, then the rain showers moved through. This is sort of like what's going to be happening here over the next couple days. Check out these regional temperatures, 30s, 40s, 50s, and even some 60s well down towards the Lone Star State here. And we have a area of high pressure over us right now. Boom, let me put this on for you. We love this here. It's stabilizing our atmosphere and allowing for that sunshine that we had across Northeast Ohio today. It brought a smile to your face, I'm sure of it. Now, this is the system that's going to be on the move here over the next 24 hours and setting the stage for our next weather makers. This evening, you can see our temperatures are cooling off rather nicely into the low 30s there for Worcester and also Millersburg. 32 degrees is the freezing mark for you. We're still in the mid to upper 30s here along the lakeside here. And through the evening hours, we're going to set the stage for what's going to be happening here. So keep an eye on the clock and your place on the map. Your National Design Mark hour-by-hour forecast will take us through the evening dry. We remain dry overnight tonight. It's going to be it's also going to be a chilly night as well. Through the day for tomorrow, a bit more clouds rather than sunshine. Notice this, our winds out of the south tomorrow. That's because that area of high pressure has departed the region, and so we're on the backside of that and sort of smash right in between our next weather maker. That comes into the game on Sunday, and I use that very loosely, no pun intended, for Sunday morning. We wake up on a milder stretch. So we get rid of this system here. That broader view is showing that system is gone. We're setting the stage for our newest weather maker to come in. This lines up with the trough right on Sunday, right before game time, late Sunday heading into the early afternoon. On the backside of that one, heading into Monday, we start to turn on the lake here. And let's take a look at that and see what that looks like. Waking up Sunday morning, dry for the most part, rain showers coming west or east. You can see there late morning hours moving through along the lakeshore here in Cuyahoga County. Through the evening, we start to dry things out. Once that system is gone, we bring in those strong west-northwest winds, and that's going to power on the lake. And we could be talking about some snow showers accumulating again, similar to what we experienced this morning across the region. Through Sunday evening, you can see there rain showers, maybe about 2 to maybe 3 inches of rainfall, 2/10 of inches of rainfall, I should say there. The Browns on Sunday, you need the poncho. Mainly cloudy, widespread rain showers possible here. You can see there mid-40s expected downtown. The Union Home Mortgage 7-day outlook showing this. We're going to climb in our temperatures. Milder temperatures come Sunday ahead of the system. 30s. We're not getting out of the 30s on Monday, my friend. We're likely going to have some scattered snow showers. Drying things out. High pressure back in for Tuesday on Wednesday. For Thursday, look at here. Likely going to be a wet one here. Sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
I'm on this one. Get Dino's shot in there. I'm with you, Al. Yes, sir. They get a tail of it, don't they? They get a tail of this.
The Sports Report is sponsored by the people-pleasing people at Sarah Auto Park in Akron.
Good Friday evening to you. Getting you set up for the weekend. And finally, we've got some good news here on a Friday when it comes to the Browns. I told Russ earlier, I felt like the Grim Reaper here on Fridays lately. It's been tough, but we've got good news. Nick Chubb is back for the Browns. And we know how much that will mean to this team. I mean, he's back. He's off the COVID-19 list. Remember, he missed last week's game against the Patriots, and the team felt that for sure. He's back for Sunday's 1 o'clock showdown against the winless Lions. Yes, it's the Lions. Could Cleveland win this game without him? Probably, but his head coach welcoming him back with open arms.
It's going to be important how we do on Sunday. I think the guys understand that there's a few things we're trying to get accomplished, and we went about it a couple different ways this week. But ultimately, we got to, as a team, as coaches, as players, we got to come through on Sunday.
Hey, more good news for the Browns. Running back return man Demetric Felton also activated off of the COVID-19 list. The UCLA product also missed last week's game against the Patriots, but Felton will be all systems go against the Lions. Browns getting healthy, that's a good thing. Okay, I promise we're not stirring the pot here anymore. But after last week's ugly loss to the Patriots, Myles Garrett made some interesting comments saying the Browns failed to make any adjustments. There were a lot of people that took that as a slam on Joe Woods, the defensive coordinator, and really the entire coaching staff. Garrett spoke with the media today in Berea, and he tried to explain things a little bit better.
We handled it as a man. He knew what I meant, and he knows that none of us did well enough, coaches or players. So, I mean, he wants to see us make plays, and I'm sure everybody else does too in Cleveland. So I don't think he took it the wrong way. We just all wanted to stay in house, and that's.
Our director, Al, says I'm stirring the pot. I promise I'm not. All right, hey, I should be careful here, but come on. This game on Sunday, this is a game the Browns should win. The Lions are 0-8-1. They're likely not even going to have their starting quarterback, Jared Goff. He's dealing with an oblique injury. Detroit's expected starting quarterback, Tim Boyle. Yes, Tim Boyle. Don't forget that name. All right, these next two Saturdays for Ohio State, these are going to be big. You've got Michigan State tomorrow. Then you've got the team up north next Saturday. Big-time Big Ten showdowns for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I know Ohio State's playing well, but Michigan State is also playing well. Mel Tucker's team is legit. 9-1 on the season. They beat Michigan this season. They're ranked 7th in the country. Again, these next 2 weeks, Ohio State versus Michigan State, then Ohio State versus Michigan. This is going to decide who's going to the Big Ten championship game, and the Buckeyes know it.
It's a challenge because they're very, very good, a top 10 team in the country, playing for a chance to go to Indy. We got everything on the line here. And, both teams have had to bring it every week for a long time. We're in November. So when you add all those things up, it's a giant challenge.
And to quote the great Brent Musburger, you are looking live at Byers Field in Parma, where they're getting ready for the regional championship between St. Edward and Medina. It's our WKYC Game of the Week. You can watch and listen to all the play-by-play action between the Eagles and the Bees at WKYC.com.
Brent Musburger, nice reference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Will Jimmy the Greek be along later?
If we start talking betting lines, we'll have to do that,
All right, Nick, thanks a lot.
You got it.
And we thank you very much for watching. Sarah and Mike Polk back at 7 o'clock for Front Row Friday. Lester's up next. We'll all be back here at 11. Have a great night.
The verdict is in. A Wisconsin jury finds Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty on all 5 charges after fatally shooting 2 people and injuring a third during protests last summer in Kenosha. The Illinois teen was overcome with emotion, weeping and collapsing into his chair as the verdict was read aloud. The jury deliberated for more than 25 hours over the past 4 days.
What's your problem? What was going on? Yeah, it gives me a little anxiety. All right, we're ready to roll? Osepic. You gonna want this?
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah. I didn't know if you were leaving or not.
No, wait, the second.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
You got a 7?
Yeah, I got to do the 7. Then I got to go to a bar. So.